Welcome to the Smoke Podcast. All right, y'all. Welcome to another episode of The Smoke.
Boy.
Kimberly?
What?
Oh, my God.
You still waiting on you?
Well, you know, when she showed up, she was talking to, trying to help Biden solve the
World issues.
talking loud and stuff,
that is a complete lie.
So we understand. I understand. When folks come in and they know they got another appointment, but they on their phone, that means that the call that they're on must be somebody highfalutin.
What?
It was important.
Was it important?
It was very important.
I understand.
Hey, that's what I'm talking about. Was it about money?
By my dad. Yeah.
There you go.
Okay.
You gotta take
How's
those.
Dad doing?
He all right. So.
Yeah. How was your weekend?
Awesome.
It's a blur. Kimberly, wait a minute. Did I see you get on another airplane?
You did.
Where did you go this time?
You did. I just went to the Georgia.
Oh, dang. I thought you went somewhere.
I did. I went to visit my best friend.
Would you take an airplane trip to Georgia?
Yes.
Atlanta?
30 minutes. 30-minute flight.
I mean, if I got it like that, I guess I would.
There you go. If we got it like that, you got it like that, then you take a flight.
Apparently, Kimberly got it like that.
No, it was so
is.
funny because you know how they say, oh, this is an hour and 20-minute flight. And you're like, okay. Well, everybody knows it's about 45-minute flight, really.
Right.
This dude said, no, it's a 30-minute flight today. I think we got there in 30 minutes.
Wow.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, that's better than a 6-hour drive.
Yeah, he was speeding. I was like, thank
I mean, you know what? It's funny. Like when I go to Chicago, I take the flight, and they always say, "We got a little wind. We got a wind channel or whatever they call it. We'll get there a little early." I'm like, well, shit. Can't we always get there early?
Right, you could if they wanted to.
They want to.
I think this guy had something else to do.
Yeah, that's probably what it was. He's like, hey man, I got some hoes I need to go holler at.
Well, okay, however you need to think about it, sir.
When
my
I
hats off to you.
from Charlotte, North Carolina, we would have been back in probably about an hour, and we drove. I'm looking. Man, I go to the city right there to the left. We went about another 15 minutes.
Drove?
No, we flew. I'm sorry.
Okay.
We flew.
Like, damn.
I was like, there go the city right there. We was like 15 minutes before we actually touched down. I think he must have missed it, overshot it, and then he came back. Yeah, because we
it's probably the way they had to land though. They got a certain
runway.
Certain runway.
Yeah, it could have been that. It could have been that.
They probably told him, "Hey, you can't use runway."
But it's funny when you see the Memphis Bridge and you see downtown, you ain't but like 2 minutes away from touching down. We was up there about another 15 minutes. So
he must have really been.
No, they probably was busy at the airport.
And that could happen. This guy, I know he was kind of like, wherever y'all tell me to go, because I know I'm early. I know I am.
So what you do?
Man.
Thanksgiving weekend, what you do?
Yeah, what you do, man?
Drank and smoked. I had a good time. I had several different sticks. Unfortunately, I don't remember. All right, so let me just go ahead. I know y'all like to give me a hard time about being the sweet drinker or whatever.
Who like to do that to that baby?
Anyhow, so I bought Rick Ross's quote-unquote cognac.
Oh, okay.
And it was not cognac. It was more like sweet syrup.
Yes,
that's what it was. It was that bad.
Really?
You know what? And when I went to the liquor store today to get some libations for the show, I said, man, I should go ahead and get some of this Rick Ross and have Kimberly and Fabian. And I'm like,
no, don't waste your money like that.
That was what I,
Rick, if you already did the taste test,
yeah, I did the taste test for y'all. It's basically like a vanilla. If you guys have ever had a Grand Marnier, which is an orange flavored liqueur. So this is a cognac liqueur, but it's vanilla. So it's not good.
That might be good in coffee.
It may be good on some ice cream or something, but
now, did you ask Rick Rick, what should you put with this?
Well, no. So what it was, I was at the store. I was at Caesars out in Lakeland, and they were they had it out. They were promoting it,
Right.
Oh, really?
And I like Rick Ross as a singer, but yeah. But
and he owns the Wingstops, right?
Yeah, he owns the Wingstops.
Okay.
And, but that cognac was some straight slaw.
He need to work on it
It was
a little
super
bit.
sweet. It was a good mixer. It'd probably be a good mixer in something, but just as a
like Grand Marnier and mimosas.
Okay, I never had that, but I can see that. I bet you that's
Yeah,
good.
that's
Oh,
good.
it's fire.
That's good. It's real nice.
Really
it's real
good.
nice. It's a nice look.
It's an orange liqueur, so it going in with the
Yeah, it
orange
makes sense.
juice.
That makes sense. Well, this is vanilla. This is basically a vanilla liqueur. So, if y'all want to come by and have a shot, or just trust me.
I pass.
I'll pass. Unless
So,
you're gonna
yeah.
put it in your coffee. It sounds like it might
And
be
I
good
had
in coffee.
I had a bunch of different sticks. Unfortunately, I can't remember the names.
I didn't get to smoke
post
this
I
weekend.
did. You went to Atlanta and didn't smoke?
I didn't have time. I was there for my best friend's celebration, and I just did not have time for that.
Well, next week I'm going to New York and I'm gonna smoke.
So
Matter of fact, since New York has opened up their what's the word I want to use?
Marijuana laws.
Faye, you know how many times me and you done been to New York and we've been to
yeah.
Times Square. This is just something I want to do. I want to fire up one right there in Times Square with the signs in the background, putting some smoke in the air. Now I may have a cigar with me, probably won't, but I'm just because even the mayor said that Times Square smell like weed square because everybody's smoking.
Hey,
So-
it's better than the piss smell that you normally smell down
in
there.
New Orleans, yeah. So that's good. That's what's up. That's what you going to New York to do. That's gonna be your claim to fame.
That is your claim to fame.
That
right?
you going, okay? Because they opened up the
Now,
gates of heaven.
now that y'all eat some good food for Thanksgiving?
I had some great food. It was good.
It was good. It was just all over the
So
place.
what you do? Because you got a cold, you sick and
Did you
shit.
cook?
What did you do?
Oh, man.
Invite to come around the
The
corner.
question is, when did he cook?
When did
Because
you cook?
Fabian started drinking Wednesday afternoon.
No, it was Tuesday.
No, Tuesday. He started drinking
It was
Tuesday. So
No.
when did you manage to?
Man, Tony. So Tony came in. My cousin from Chicago, along with my aunts, and man, they got here 12:00 midnight Tuesday night. Well, I guess that'll be Wednesday morning. And we started drinking. We was drinking Pierre Ferrand, and we drank a whole bottle of that shit. And we was fucked up the next day, pretty bad.
For Thanksgiving?
No, that was that Wednesday.
That was
Oh,
Wednesday.
because you started Tuesday.
Yeah, so we
Okay.
started prepping food. Man, I cooked a rib roast, prime rib, a big pan of oxtails, a
And I
couple
live-
of turkeys.
Y'all, I live literally right around the corner from him. Literally right around the corner from him, and I didn't get no invite.
I had too many people there.
I'm trying to figure that out.
My
Look like you could just threw my plate out the window, man.
people was eating oxtails, didn't even know what they were. Yeah.
Oxtails is. I was
Those are
watching
good.
yesterday. Me and Andrew was watching Chopped. And one of the ingredients was oxtails, and they had this Asian lady who did not know how to cook oxtails. So
Wow.
basically,
How can you make that shit in 30 minutes or an hour?
You can't. That's,
You can't,
exactly.
not
But
with
what you do
Cut up the
is
meat.
you pull the meat off, and
You can
and
saute
one guy's
it.
suggestion was he fried it.
Yeah.
He fried it and he
Oh,
turned
that's
around
a
and
good
put
one.
it. Yeah. So, but this one chick, she just cut the oxtails and just put them in the pot and didn't cook them. They were basically raw. So needless to say, she got chopped.
She could have sauteed them and threw them in the oven.
You
She
still
coulda-
don't have time. That shit take 5
takes-
I
know,
cooked those
but
things
she
for
could have
5
cooked
hours.
them.
And that shit was good too, cause man,
Don't nobody cure a fake.
I jerked them. It was-
Oh yeah.
Don't nobody cure. Did you get what you do? You
I
didn't go-
got an invite,
Oh,
but
you did?
the
Okay.
problem is I had
Why you ain't?
my grandkids. So when the grands come over, they kind of took all my time.
I thought
so.
you'd be chilling with your sisters. On the reason.
Yeah, we did something on. It was so funny because we kept saying, well, I was leaving Friday morning. Like, my flight was at 7. So I was like, I don't want to do anything too big. I don't want to do a lot of cooking because, A, I'm not going to be here. I don't want to leave my refrigerator. So she was like, well, you know what? I'll just do a chicken spaghetti and we'll just go from there.
Oh damn.
Right. But then
My bad.
Right. So you see, but it ended up being so funny because I think, how the
Yeah.
parents and stuff.
Right.
So we both were feeling some type of way. But then my niece's husband ended up doing the turkey. And he was like, oh, I did a turkey. And then so we felt obligated to do some dressing. And then we
Next
felt
thing you know,
obligated.
y'all got a potluck.
Yeah, and then we was like, okay, well, never
How was the
mind.
turkey?
It was good. It was very
All right.
good. Yeah, he made yams. And so we just it just went in a whole nother direction.
And he's new to the family, so
He's new to the family.
So he had to
he made a
impress.
good impression.
Yeah,
That's
he
what
had to
happened.
I mean, well,
he
he
made a
been
good
around for a
impression.
minute. He been around, so we just all end up bringing stuff, and it worked out. We had a
You
good
know what?
time.
That's probably the best way to do it. Because I can't tell you if we had some homeless folks near us, we could have fed them for probably 2 or 3 more days. 2 or 3 more days. But
I
unfortunately,
felt like I had a house full of homeless people.
You so dumb. Not a house full of.
Man,
house
you had
full.
people because I made lamb chops too, so we had a bunch of different stuff, and man,
But you like that. You like that.
Yeah, I like that. And then my son had a bunch of his friends. He had one friend come in. I ain't never seen this dude before, and he was just in there making him a plate.
I should have did.
So I walked up. I said,
Who are you?
who you low?
Who your
low?
people? Who you be?
He's like, I'm Darian's friend, man. I've been up to the office a bunch of times. I'm like,
Oh, have you?
okay.
So that's what I should have came in and said. I've been up to the office a few times.
Well, everybody would have known you, son.
No.
You're a celebrity.
No, I'm
Yeah,
not.
you
No.
Oh, yeah, Kimberly is a celebrity.
celebrity. No, I'm
not.
And Kimberly knows everybody.
That's a
so
lie. That's a lie.
Our guest today, as soon as I text Fabian and Kimberly this morning, I said, "Oh, we got such and such on the show." Oh, I know him.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's basically what it is.
Memphis. Okay,
The
fair.
smoke community is small. It's small. I will give you that one. I give you that.
And what's funny is if this guy was not here with us, he still would be somewhere
somewhere
smoking.
smoking.
Yeah,
He'd still be
so
somewhere
that's
smoking.
that's all good right there.
All right, we're gonna take a quick break and come back with our special guest.
Yes.
They always special
Yes.
If you willing to bless us
with
you
your
special.
presence.
You special.
Special.
All right,
Come
we'll
to
be
the
right
mic.
back, Smoke Family.
All right, y'all. Welcome back to the
Welcome
smoke,
back.
man. We
Welcome
got a
back.
special guest. So as per usual, Fabe, I hit this guy up a couple times. He like, man, I'm in Nashville right now, man. I'm gonna have to get back with you.
He was always somewhere else.
Yeah,
He
was-
famous.
oh yeah. So I hit him up a couple days ago. I said, man, I know you. I saw he was in town. I'm like, I know you. Probably about 4 or 5 o'clock. You're gonna be smoking cigars. Why don't you come on down to the smoke and smoke? He's like, I'll be there. So welcome to the show, Reginald Fentress.
What's up, man?
Reginald Fentress is in.
There we go. We give you a little applause. There you go.
Yeah,
What's going on, man?
Man, I'm so glad to be here kicking it with you all, man. You and Kim, Isaac, Fabian.
Oh wait, whoa!
You gotta say
Wait a minute,
Kimberly. You
stop.
gotta say
Let's
it
start.
all. You gotta say
If
it
you
all,
if
man.
you say Kim, she gonna let you get away with it one time. The second time she gonna check you on it. It's Kimberly.
I see. I didn't say anything.
I know you, but you.
That was that
if
one
you had
time.
said it, you had you got the one pass.
But see, we got history.
Yeah, you ain't got. See that?
Okay, well you call her Kim today.
I
like
can do it,
just
yeah, I
keep
can do
doing
it
it over and over. And
They,
then we
because
gonna,
they think that's gonna translate over to them, but that's not true.
Membership
Somebody-
has its privileges.
Hey, you gotta have something. You gotta have something.
Tell them, Reginald.
there you go.
Yeah.
So how you doing, brother?
Man, I'm doing great, man.
That's good. That's
Doing
good.
great, doing
All
great.
right,
So-
tell us about yourself, man.
Wow, shit, where I started.
Yeah, where you want?
Are
to.
you from Memphis?
I'm a native Memphian. I grew
Okay.
up in North Memphis.
Oh, north.
North.
Thumbs up.
Yeah, graduated from Douglas High School.
Oh, you know that's important.
Can I
here
ask
in
a question?
Memphis.
Sure,
Does Douglas still exist?
it does exist.
Yeah,
it
it
closed, but it came back.
Oh, did it? Okay.
Thanks to a
People
beautiful-
say we gotta have it back.
Yeah, thanks to a beautiful woman who's now going on to glory. She was a city council. Her name was Barbara Swearingen Hope. Before she left, she was on the city council. Before she left here, she said that school needs to be back in this neighborhood. This is the life. This is the lifeline. This is the bloodline of this neighborhood. And she fought and she brought Douglas High School back. As a matter of fact, the new high school is the same structure. It's a new building, but it has the same structure as the old high school.
Oh,
So I'm walking down the hallway there now. I said, "Oh, that was my English class. That was my
Oh
homeroom."
wow, that's what's up there.
wow, that's nice though. So they didn't
That's
get
what's
rid of
up.
that. You can still okay. That's what's
So
up.
typically, I'll buy cigars from Havana. What's the other place?
Tinderbox.
Tinderbox.
Yeah.
Scoot up to the mic a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
Our production crew is asking that you scoot up a little bit. There
Okay.
you go.
She being mighty
So,
feisty over there.
yeah. So typically when I go buy cigars, the one fixture that's always there, other than the damn building, is Reginald.
I don't think you're supposed to be saying that. That man got a J-O-B.
Oh no! Now listen. Sometimes he be sitting. It look like to me it looked like he working. So I'm gonna say he was working. Sometimes he just be parlaying and putting a little smoke in the air, which none but respect for that. But but the fact that he's there means that he's an OG cigar smoker.
How long you been smoking, Richard?
Actually, I'm really not really a veteran.
Oh, really?
I started smoking cigars about 5 years ago.
I would have thought longer.
And I'm gonna admit this. The first cigar I had was a Groovy Blue. And I swore on Groovy Blues. I thought that was the best thing since sliced bread.
Really?
Okay.
Then what happened? What happened?
So I started hanging with these cats, right?
Yeah, they text you on that quick. They like, Reg, what the hell you smoking, man?
You a man.
What is you doing, dude? And so I was in Nashville at the Casa de Monte Cristo, and I texted a buddy of mine back home. I said, "Hey, man, I'm in the cigar lounge. What should I get?" He said, "Man, try Oscar Madero."
Yeah.
And I smoked that Oscar. And since I smoked that Madero, I haven't smoked a Groovy Blue since. So since that time,
Dang, your palate changed quick.
real quick. Yeah. So I've gotten into the Padrones, the Ligas, Monte Cristos, Rocky Patels. Love the Daffodils. Yeah. So I mean, I can have a whole variety of different cigars that I'm really, really into. And
that's what it's about, though.
Yeah.
That is what it's about.
So when you travel, do you seek out places that you can go and smoke? You like me.
Absolutely.
You like me.
Before I get there, I already know where I'm going to go and smoke at.
There you go.
Oh, wow.
So New York, get ready, baby, because I'm coming.
But here's the thing that I really appreciate about the cigar game. I do work on a job, but I do have business interests as well, and everything that's associated with my private business, it was enhanced in the cigar lounge.
That's what's
that's
up.
the way. I mean, that's the way it happens.
Yeah.
though.
That's how deals are made. Deals are made.
It used to be on a golf course.
Right.
It's still on the golf course, except they ain't playing golf.
And they
Because I told Fabian that time I had a shoot out at the golf course out in Collierville, and where I was shooting at was right next to like a little patio, and all of the guys were sitting over there smoking cigars. And I for a brief moment, I'm like, man, I feel like I should be over there with them, because they was like you said, they were doing deals and stuff, sitting around the table, just doing the cigars. So I'm like, man, that right there, that's what I need right there. So yeah, more and more deals are cut in cigar lounges. I mean, Fat Charlie's. I mean, you go there and there's plenty of people that you like, man, what are they doing? They're not even smoking.
Right.
But they are smoking, but they just, cigar lounges is the.
Yeah. I've learned,
That's definitely the way to go.
absolutely.
Definitely
I've
the way to go.
built so many established and sustained so many relationships, with what I do in business, all of that stuff. The cigar lounge has enhanced all of that.
So, Reginald, where I first met you at, I was doing a photo shoot for the, who was it? It was for Keith
Williams at MSCEA.
Yeah,
I was working at the time.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So what do you do now?
So now I am a labor relations consultant, UniServe coordinator for Tennessee Education Association.
I mean, what does that mean?
What does that mean? I provide lobbying services. I negotiate contracts. I advocate on behalf of public education and teachers across the state of Tennessee. But let me tell you how I got there now. How I got there is, so at one time, this profession was strictly dominated by male whites. There was a president of the National Education Association named was Reg Weaver. He said, okay, I don't like what I'm seeing as I travel around the country. I need to see more diversity in these positions. These people with these great salaries, these car allowances, and these 401ks, and I need to see some more diversity. So they created a program that would create a more diverse workforce in this field. And it was called Affirmative Action NEA intern program. All 50 states send applicants to Washington, D.C. They only take 9. I applied in 2009. I was one of the 9 that got selected.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I was one of the 9 that got selected. I went to Washington, D.C., 4.5 weeks training, classroom training. Then they sent me to the state of Michigan for actual field experience. The first job I took was in Ohio. So I left Memphis in 2010, went to work for the state of Ohio with the Ohio Education Association as a labor relations consultant. And from there, I went to Illinois as a lobbyist for the Illinois Education Association. Always, all I was going, man, I miss Memphis. I mean, I missed this place like never before.
Memphis.
I miss Memphis. Plus, I had a small daughter, and I was married at the time. And I want to be kind of close. So anyway, I made the transition back to Tennessee in 16. So, I'm gonna say this, bruh. There's a saying something about you're a prophet, something when out your own land or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So that journey through Michigan, through Ohio, through Illinois, over-prepared me for Tennessee.
Did you say over-prepared?
It did. So
I can believe that.
Yeah.
And that totally makes sense.
right, my job now is second nature.
Yeah.
When in Ohio, I was up all night doing research, preparing for an arbitration, preparing for negotiations. And I needed to do all that. Mm-hmm. So now that I've done that and done it so long and been so effective doing it, I come to Tennessee, I'm like, this is...
Second, yeah. like putting your shoes on.
Yeah. So I work for Tennessee Education Association. We advocate for public education across the state of Tennessee. I'm representing all of the teachers in Shelby County schools.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's what's up right there.
Yeah. I
That's
want to make sure they get a fair shake. I want to make sure
They
they salary
need a fair shake.
Hey, you get off and smoke your cigar.
Yeah. I think that's why I'm smoking a little bit more now.
We've had
Of course you are.
a mayoral candidate. We've had Shalia Harris. Is it Harris?
Julia Harris, I know.
Yeah, Shalia Harris. We had her on the show. She advocates for the kids and stuff. I got much respect for you guys because listen, these kids nowadays
Different.
It's definitely different.
It's a different breed.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
I guess,
definitely
they
different.
might be the same because we had some of the kids when we were growing up was like that.
Did we?
Yeah, we had some. We just were kids too.
Yeah, but I don't think this different. He kids.
They're different.
They different. It's okay though.
I think the parents are different.
Parents
though.
are
I
different.
think the parents are different.
Okay.
And they're
Because
younger.
because everybody had that grandmother when we were coming up. Everybody had that grandmother in their life, the grandfather in their life, that great aunt that'll whoop your ass in a heartbeat. I mean, shit. These kids now,
You can't whoop them now, child. They be trying to
some
call
of,
everybody on.
yeah. Some of the parents don't give a damn until you touch one of their kids.
Oh yeah.
So
Then they got a problem.
But you
Yeah,
have
they
no
got a
problem with your child flunking and all
beating
that
up
stuff.
and trying to beat up a teacher and stuff like that.
Right, that's not the issue.
It's like, hey, I send my kid. I mean, it's almost like a daycare.
Yeah.
Now.
Because it kind of tickles me when they get on Facebook yelling about, schools getting out early or whatever. But kind of to me, the way I see it, the school system, they're kind of, it's like they got to make a choice. And they got to protect everybody. They can't just consider your child's circumstance. They have to consider the whole. So people's kids that ride the bus, maybe it wouldn't be safe for them to be on the roads and it's snowing. So all of that they have to take all that into account. And then when you go on Facebook and see parents complain about having to get their own children, that is so weird to me.
Okay, so can we stop for just 1 second? So Shelby County. So yesterday we had a weather event in in Memphis. Shelby County schools decided to wait until basically about 12 o'clock to decide that they were going to let schools out. Which again, that was a good thing. The problem is, as a parent, I'm sitting looking at my phone trying to figure out, okay, are the kids going to get out? Are they going to stay in? Whatever. Like, it just felt like they just were just kind of disjointed. Like, it just didn't, like.
Well, no, I'm not going to say that because what happened, the station scared everybody.
Oh, yeah. It was
you want to blame it
I
on
was trying to
somebody,
get
blame it
home.
on the station that scared everybody,
they
and nothing
told-
happened.
But to your point, it wasn't the station. It was the National Weather Service that
But when I say the station, that's where people got their information from.
Yeah.
Right.
Nobody got information from the National Weather Service.
They
got
it from
information from the
Channel 5.
the local TV
The local
stations.
TV station.
That's true.
But on the other hand, you damned if you do.
And
you
that was
damned if
just
you don't.
ready to
That's
say.
your
They,
part.
If you
they
leave
don't
them
have a
open,
choice.
if you don't make a choice and you leave them open and a tornado hits, then it's all on you.
Why didn't Memphis do
But
something?
here's the interesting thing about that. I would guarantee you half of those kids would have been better off at school.
I agree.
Yeah.
Actually, as it turns out, the schools didn't really need to close.
No.
Because the storm wasn't severe. It didn't hit us as it may have hit other areas, so they really didn't need to. But they made an executive decision at that time.
Which I
Which
think
again,
it was the right.
you had to.
the
I
right
agree. It was the right
decision.
decision to make.
decision.
It was the right decision to make.
I honestly thought they should have made it sooner.
Yeah,
Yeah, just
that was my
probably
point.
made it sooner. Yeah.
That was my point.
But let me
Because
throw-
what
let me
time
throw-
did they get out? Like 12, 1?
1:15.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I
I
mean-
want to throw something at you guys. I want y'all to think about this, and we don't have to get deep into it tonight. But I want you to think about it if we come back again and have another conversation about public education. Right now in the state of Tennessee, student growth, student achievement, whether the school district is effective, whether the teachers are effective, all of that is based on the results of one single test. They do the TCAP test at the end of the year. We believe that that's not an adequate measure to use to determine a teacher's impact on
I agree
student growth.
I
because
agree.
all kids don't
Test
test.
well.
Don't test.
All of them don't test well.
Yeah, don't test well.
Right. So what we've been advocating and arguing for in the General Assembly, what our organization, Tennessee Education Association, is saying to the legislators who pass all the laws.
That's why voting matters.
Right. Voting matters. So
Absolutely.
they pass all the laws on how education is assessed. So we've been saying, look, we're not against the test because they like to say that the union is against the test. We're not against the test. What we're against is what you're using the test for.
You're
using it to punish school districts and teachers, the results of it. So what we've been arguing for years is that why don't you use multiple measures to determine a teacher's impact on the student growth?
Before TCAP, what were we doing?
Some of the same things that we're advocating for.
Right.
Pre and a post test.
Right.
A teacher made test. We created legislation in Ohio called SLO, Student Learning Objectives, where the teacher and the administrator set a set of learning objectives for that student at the beginning of the year, and you measure them as the year progresses. So that shows you or demonstrates, it gives you the data that shows if this student is actually growing based on the learning objectives that's been established. That's a good measure to use.
Yep.
It
Right.
gives you
Makes
solid
sense to me.
evidence other than one single test
At the end of the year.
at the end of the year.
Yeah, that's dumb.
And you forgot everything that you probably
Right.
was taught in the first semester.
Right.
And then you made a point a second ago, all students don't test well.
But they know that, so why would you continue to use that as an argument? Why is that
so
even allowed?
I have a son that went through Memphis City schools, and he did not test well. Whenever he took a test,
Right.
it was always bad.
Right.
And he actually ended up getting a GED. He didn't graduate per se.
Right.
I mean, he did the little ceremony, but he didn't get his diploma.
Right.
He had to end up having to get a GED because he didn't test well. It wasn't that he wasn't smart. It's just that when he took a test, he froze. Whatever reason, he just did not test well.
Right.
Not that he was dumb or any of that other stuff.
Right.
He was never in special ed. It just when it came to taking tests,
Don't test well.
he just didn't test
just
well.
don't test well.
So so I feel you.
Some people
absolutely.
test excellent and
Yep.
can't write a sentence to save their life.
But let me give you the bottom line. The bottom line is public education is a multi-billion-dollar industry, and it can be easily exploited. Okay?
Absolutely.
It can be
Can
easily, it can be easily exploited in the
Absolutely.
name
That's the
of
money.
charter schools, vouchers. All of these entities are in power or in place right now because of low test scores. And low test scores say, "Oh, you're failing the kids. You're not doing." So we need to come up with some alternative measures. So we need more charter schools. We need vouchers. We need all these different things
Gotcha.
that drains resources from the public education
Because the money
system.
follows the child.
The money follows the child. Okay, so that's the bottom line right there. That's the bottom line.
If you have the kid, you got the money.
Well, that's it. That's the whole thing. I know about Germantown schools, for example. That's
we help pay for.
Yeah, that we help pay for. That's the thing. So we had I guess a legislator who passed a law that the city has to own the schools, specifically Germantown. That's what I'm talking about. Let's just cut to the chase. Germantown has to, Memphis City Schools has to give up Germantown schools to Germantown City so that they can run their schools, and they want to basically give it to them for basically a song and a dance. I mean, $5 million, yes, but $5 million is nothing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's nothing when you consider they're going to give up Germantown High School, Germantown Middle, and Germantown Elementary. Now, is that those are three?
Yes.
Yeah, those are three. They want the city of Memphis to just hand them over and here's
in
a couple
Memphis
dollars.
City School?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
I didn't know that.
They belong to Memphis schools right now, but
Memphis
somebody
Shelby
passed
County schools.
Shelby County schools, but they passed a law that the city that the schools are in, aka Germantown, has to run the schools that are in the city that they're in. Is that pretty much it?
That's pretty much it.
Yeah, and they want and right now they propose giving the city of Memphis $5 million, and then we supposed to hand them the schools, the kids, all that stuff. And I don't know, do the kids go? Do the kids get to go?
Yeah, well, yeah, the kids, the population kind of pretty much remain the same. So a lot of kids. So Germantown is not the same Germantown it used to be.
Right.
Well, so all my kids graduated from Germantown High School.
Okay.
So I feel you. Well,
Right,
go ahead.
Yeah, so Germantown is not the same Germantown. So kids come from all over other parts of Germantown.
Or close by.
Germantown and
close by.
Winchester, Germantown. So
Yep.
So I think the intention was when they built Southwind was to take away some of that. Right?
Didn't happen.
Didn't happen. So right now the only real Germantown school, real Germantown is Houston.
Houston Levy or whatever
Houston
that is.
High School.
Houston High School,
Houston
whatever
High.
it's called.
Yeah.
Oh.
So most of the kids that go to Germantown, those kids live in Memphis. Yeah, but now I can't articulate what happened when.
Is it with the urban of Memphis?
Yeah.
All Memphis is. But here's what
I'm sorry, the urban
but
of
here's what I
Germantown.
haven't. Here's what I have not figured out yet. When the General Assembly, when they changed the Constitution, when they amended the Constitution to allow for a municipal school district to be established. See, when Montavious and school board gave up the charter, they thought that everybody would be one big happy family and we would have. But the Constitution did support that. The Constitution said there cannot be an exclusive school district in any part of the state unless it was statewide. And their attorney told them that you all are going to, the attorney that they hired said, we cannot get this done. They said, the Republicans said, the hell we can't. And they repealed, they amended the Constitution to allow the municipal school districts
To own the schools in their district.
So like Germantown, Bartlett.
Now, I don't know how Germantown got out of it.
Yeah, Bartlett already. Bartlett was good. So was Lakeland. So was Arlington. All those other school districts was good. It was just Germantown.
It was Germantown.
Yeah.
So
That's weird.
So at the time, we had our union. So we had Shelby County Education Association and we had the Memphis Education Association. Memphis Education Association was those of us that worked in the city. Shelby County Association had Germantown, Arlington, Lakeland, all those suburban school districts,
Right.
okay? So once the merger took place, when the demerger took place, and they were demerged
Off to the races.
off to the races, they had to form a new union from within TEA. So they became GALEA, GALEA, Germantown, Arlington, Lakeland Education Association.
That's too much.
Wow.
All this to
Now
keep
they got
it,
their
I didn't
own-
know that.
Now,
Oh.
now they got their own separate union. out there.
all this to keep it unurban.
So why does Memphis proper have to help pay for those schools?
That's a good question because we shouldn't have to.
We should not pay a damn
We
dime.
should not spend a dime
So-
to any school in the
Let
municipality.
me ask you this, Rick. So is the issue is I'm just trying to understand. It's just so retarded to me. So Germantown wants to be released out of
From the umbrella of Memphis Shelby County
City.
Schools.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
They don't want no part of us.
Okay. Well, why they?
But they want us to help pay for it.
They want us to help pay for
Well,
it.
you can't have both ways.
You want to attack
what my mama say you
and
gotta
they won't-
pick one.
and because again, my kids went to Germantown. I never lived in Germantown. I stayed in unincorporated Shelby County in Southwind.
Okay.
But my kids went to Germantown.
Germantown.
And I understand there's a lot of money associated with a kid going to a school.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm unsure how this is going to work. So do the kids from outside of Germantown, the urban kids, as Kimberly said, do they still get to go? Where does the money go?
The money follows the kid, regardless of where they go. The money. That's why the charters and all this. There's a portion given.
That's straight pimping right there.
But then a portion of it is always given back to the Memphis City schools for the charters. I don't know how it would work with Germantown trying to. I don't know. That's weird.
So I got a bigger pimp story for you.
Oh, you know what? We gonna take a
Let's
quick
take a break.
break.
Let's take a break. Yeah, we
Quick
got to
break.
come back on this.
Because I didn't know all this
I
was
do want to hear this new pimp story, but also we got to talk about this cigar.
Oh, we're going to talk about that.
All right, we'll be right back, Smoke Fam.
All right, y'all, we back. Man,
I quit doing the
All
break,
right, you
y'all.
know what? I want to hear this pimping story.
What's the pimp, Rick?
All right, the pimp story is I want to talk about East High School.
Oh, okay.
Ooh.
Okay. A school we all know so well.
yes.
So for years, the kids that went to East lived in Binghamton, and they could walk to school.
Right.
Okay, so
The beauty of a neighborhood
the beauty
school.
of a neighborhood school.
Okay.
So Maxine Smith STEAM Academy needed a high school
Oh,
to
did
feed to feed their middle school kids too, and East was the
Chosen one.
best chosen one.
Yeah.
Such
So-
a great school.
Right, it is a great school. So East became completely STEAM
Right.
Academy.
Okay.
STEAM
Meaning-
stands for
Science,
technology,
engineering, accounting, and
Mathematics.
Mathematics.
Okay.
So in order to enroll in East now, you got a test in.
Optional.
Yeah.
Okay.
So every kid 2 years ago that was walking to school that didn't make the score, which very few of them did, are now bused from Binghamton to Douglas.
wow.
There are not any kids, if it is, there are a very small percentage of kids that go to East that's from Binghamton. That used to walk to school. You know, you used to ride down Walnut Grove.
Oh, yeah.
And you see all the kids
Kids
walking
walking.
home.
Yeah.
Now it's a car line. Stretched all the way back to the library. From all the way to Poplar, going around Holmes, all the way down
That's
Walnut Grove, all the way to the
Wow.
library.
Why do we do such
And
foolery?
I'm like, okay, that bothered me. I understand you want a place where that's offers, that type of academic enhancement and all that. That's great. But here were kids would get up in the morning and just walk to school. 5 minutes away.
And we took that. They took
Now
that.
you're busting them 3 neighborhoods over.
That's
Wow.
stupid.
3 neighborhoods over to another school in a different neighborhood, which about the rival stuff with the gang stuff and all that, and it's a problem.
And and nothing, saying anything negative about Douglas, but it's a different school too.
Different
Yeah.
school.
It's
I
not
mean-
like it used to be.
Right.
It's like I grew up in Magnolia, Castelia,
Here you
and
go.
I went to Melrose. Again, it was kind of a neighborhood school, but to Reginald's point, junior high school, I got bused to White Station. White Station. How far is White Station from South Memphis?
Oh yeah.
Is that where you graduated from?
No, I ended up graduating from Melrose. I could have went to White Station, Melrose, or Hamilton. Of course, I went to Melrose because it's a better school. But anyway, we ain't gonna talk about that. But anyway, the point that we got bust out of our neighborhood. Like I could have went to a neighborhood school for junior high. I could have went to Melrose Junior High. But I went to White Station for junior high school. I mean, in hindsight, it did. I got exposed to stuff that I probably would not have got exposed to if I went to the school in my neighborhood. But you spend an hour to get to White Station. You spend another hour getting back. I mean, lo and behold, don't let the buses break down. Mom and them had to try to figure out how we gonna get way over there to White Station to get
Get right.
exactly. So yeah, I feel it. That's
That's just one of
Again,
those-
it comes
just
back-
So
one of
that
those
just
things,
bothered you
It
to
comes
know that
back-
the neighborhood kids couldn't even go to the neighborhood
Yeah,
school
right,
anymore.
right. That didn't sit well.
So you
with me.
add on an extra layer of trying to put them on a bus, and
Well, that's, I mean, Midtown is like that. The only school is what, Central, but
the high school
the high school, but Central is a honor school, right?
optional.
Optional school.
Optional.
School. So you either go. I mean, the only you got to go to Bellevue.
Well, I think one of the things that they did is
I
that
graduated
you
from
can
Central.
apply.
I
You
did
can
too.
apply to go to one of those schools, and it's up to the school whether they got room to accept you.
Right.
So that's
No,
that.
you have to be an optional student.
No,
though, right?
you can go to.
No, you can't.
Well, yeah, no,
You have
you're
be
right
an
to go
optional
to
school.
that school. But what they did is that they gave you, if you stayed in wherever, you could apply to go to any school that you wanted to. Now, whether the school had any room or whether they looked at your transcript and said, "No, we good," like that's what it boiled down to. But you could go to, you can apply to go to any school you wanted to.
Could you?
I mean, it getting to the
Back
point
then?
now. It getting to the point now. Your neighborhood school, most kids can't go to
Why?
because they don't. They're not optional students. If it's an optional school
Oh,
and you
okay.
don't fit,
Right.
your grades are not, or your grades are not good. And then if you have one bad on your conduct, you're not getting in.
Wow.
Now Whitehaven High School, it's part optional, and then you got your regular students too. I think Central's like that too.
Yeah, I think Central like that,
White
too.
Station's like that too.
White Station, yeah. So I got so much respect for Dr. Hunter out here at Whitehaven.
Yep.
They doing more in scholarship money than the private schools every year.
Yep.
And you got those kids in there that they also have to deal with the riffraff that's in there too.
Yeah.
That's
So
the
that means they
piece.
got to overlook all of that.
Yeah.
They got to be bigger than all of the riffraff because it's there. These kids hitting 32 and 33 on the
Yeah,
ACT.
White Station. I mean, not White Station.
Whitehaven.
Whitehaven
Yeah.
had
Killing it.
2 kids that scored perfect scores on ACT.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Killing it.
Yeah.
And then you put them in that environment. That's when the parents have to have involvement.
You got to
Because if the parents are not involved, next thing you know,
Always.
your son's getting his shoes took.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bro, you
your
just-
son's getting enticed to join a gang.
You just hit it on the head,
Yeah.
man. If we now this is for black folks here.
Okay, the black folks listening.
Yeah, this is
for
in-house.
us.
In-house. If we would take care of our business with our own children,
That's true.
if we would take care of our business with our own children, man, we wouldn't have the problem. Talking about failing school. Ain't no such thing as a failing school.
That's true. Now my mom taught for over 40 years.
Ain't no such thing
Ain't
as
no
a
such
failing
thing.
school.
True.
And that's
That's
the word
true.
they like to use in Nashville. Oh, that's a failing school. That's a failing
We
district.
need to take it over.
That's a failing teacher. No, ain't no such thing as that. Okay.
Right.
So if we as black people instill values in our children, 100 values, 100% of the values, and once if our parents, these young parents out there, once they can get to the place where they understand the value of an education,
100. Preach.
education is a game changer.
All day long.
And it's not all reading, writing, and arithmetic. It's auto body mechanic. It's auto repair. It's welding. That's education too.
Yep.
Right.
Okay. But you got to instill the work ethic
From the house.
that comes from home.
Yeah.
And but you also look at it too. The politicians, unfortunately, that run this world, run this country, don't give a damn about that because at the end of the day.
But when did that stop us back then?
I know it
though?
didn't stop us back then.
Right.
But at the end of the day, they didn't care. They don't care because it doesn't take that much education to move a box from one end of a warehouse to another,
That's true.
or to flip a burger.
But
shake some fries.
that wasn't the message back then. That message
Yeah,
for
but when they
moving
got-
the boxes was this is your temporary.
Yeah, it's
This
supposed to
is
be
your
temporary.
this is supposed to be
And
your
if
temporary.
you 30-something years old and you still working at McDonald's, you're the problem.
Not unless you the manager and decide you want to
Exactly.
own that
but
joint.
Exactly.
even I remember when I worked at UPS. UPS was a job that
you just took.
when you were in college,
Right.
To help you during college.
But,
It was not.
but
it
if
was
you're
not
gonna be
meant to.
there, if you're gonna be there, make the best of it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and move up.
absolutely. Because any job where you can gain work ethic and learn how to work in that type of you can go anywhere
You
with
can
that.
go anywhere with that.
It's not people always think it's because you're so highly educated. Sometimes it absolutely is just your work ethic, showing up on
It is.
time, showing up doing what you say you gonna do, putting forth the little bit of effort that they asking you to do.
Sure.
It's not always about the smarts of it. The smart is that you get in there and do what you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
And what you say you're going to do.
And you know, right now we're in a situation where people don't give a damn about working. Hey, I work here a couple of months. If I don't like it, I go somewhere else because somebody's always hiring. And that's true.
And especially now because they can't find workers.
Yeah.
You ever heard this saying? It said opportunities pass so many people because opportunities come in overalls and it looks like work.
That's
Dang,
it.
That's a good point. That's a good point. That is a good
So
point.
can we talk about this cigar we smoking?
Yes.
It's actually pretty good. And Kimberly, I think she's enjoying hers.
It's a good smoke.
She's smoking it. We got a good cigar and we got some good whiskey from our friends at Uncle Nearest.
Yeah.
It's their new rye, right?
It's the new rye, yeah. So Uncle Nearest came out with a couple new. They came out with a rye. They came out with a whiskey and eggnog.
That sounds delicious.
Which is not available in Memphis, which sucks.
Well, you can make your own.
You can make your own.
You can make your own. Oh, absolutely. But I went looking for it, and then the guy at Buster's, he told me, he said,
He hurt your little feelings.
He said, we had a meeting this morning. We talked about that Memphis ain't getting it.
Wow.
Where's the love?
Also, Screwball, they've got a eggnog whiskey as well. Neither one of those are coming to Memphis, so unfortunately you're gonna have to just buy you some eggnog and put you some.
So we'll get the Jim. We'll get the Jim Beam, huh?
Busters was the one that told you that they would not be carrying those two.
So the thing about Busters is probably the biggest store, and they have the connect with the distributors, and
Busters is like Lenny's. If they ain't got it, they
ain't nobody gonna get it. Yeah,
okay.
yeah. So that's what it was. The guy said, yeah, Memphis is not gonna get the Screwball or the Uncle Nearest. So
That's sad.
it is what it is. But they do have the Uncle Nearest in stock. They got the rye, and they got an Uncle Nearest. I think it's a special blend that's getting ready to come out. So today we chose Uncle Nearest rye,
What you made old fashions with?
which I made old fashions with because I'm under the belief that, again, I love Uncle Nearest.
Story.
I love Uncle Nearest, the story. The liquor, it just needs a little help in my opinion. Or you know what?
This wasn't bad.
This is what it is. You know what it is?
What?
My palate has not gotten to that level
It's not
that I can
advanced enough.
appreciate this yet.
That it's not you. So you're gonna take ownership that it's
Yes.
it's
I don't
not
think it's
advanced
me.
enough.
Because you read
It's you.
the articles and stuff. Everybody's giving Uncle Nearest the praise.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's the best. This is winning this award. Is winning that
Right.
award. And I'm like, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
so I got the Uncle Nearest rye. I'm gonna tell y'all. Well, wait a minute. You gonna do the whiskey? You do the cigar?
yeah, and it's from their website. The
Yeah.
funny thing about Tennessee is they talked about the farms that we have here, but we cannot grow rye worth a damn, and that's what they said. A grain so easily grown in other states gets choked up in our soil, so we went out to find the best straight rye and brought it back home to rest in used Uncle Nearest barrels. Where did we finally find it? New York, baby. Born in the North, then raised for at least 4 years in the big city before moving to God's country for some well-deserved rest. You get the best of both worlds, the classic rye, spice, and character paired with the incredible Uncle Nearest smoothness that has made our whiskey the most awarded of
Lies.
2019, 20, and 21.
Lies.
It's
I don't know about
not
smooth.
man.
I don't know about smooth. Now I will get you when you like we made old fashions with the Uncle Nearest rye today.
right.
And it was good.
Yeah,
I
I
want
think it was-
another one.
Yeah, yeah. The Uncle Nearest, it was good. But like I like right now, I'm drinking.
You drinking it
straight
straight?
old Uncle Nearest.
the rye.
Woo.
And you don't see it.
I'm about to sit for a minute when I get through drinking
Well,
this.
the alcohol percentage is
It's
59.
100%.
It's 100 proof.
100 proof.
100 proof.
Oh, it's sure the rye is 100%,
100 proof.
and the alcohol is 59.8.
That's high.
That's high.
Alcohol by volume.
That's high. This is
Yeah.
expensive. That's high.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we paired this with a Caldwell Collection, Long Live the King cigar. It's a full body cigar. The wrapper is Dominican origin is Dominican Republic. It says, and this is according to our friends at Google. Google says Robert Caldwell has said very seriously, the purpose of Caldwell cigars is to go wherever we must to find the most exotic flavors I don't know about exotic. It's a good cigar. It's a good smoke. It smokes real.
You don't know about nothing today.
Well, I mean, I understand that they got people paid a lot of money to write these descriptions.
Right.
I tell you, man. I told you, man. They went to the porn industry to get this people to write.
Yeah.
This.
Right. Write this
So
up for
it
us.
says with a blend of long fillers from the Dominican Republic, Nicaragua, and Peru, this blend surely utilizes some rare leaves. So it's a good cigar. It says the other cigars in the Caldwell Collection are mellow, but this one takes a medium to full-bodied approach. It says your palate will be instantly greeted with notes of earth, oak, dark chocolate, and hints of black
I don't know
pepper.
about dark chocolate.
It says it's demanding and satisfying cigar that you'll want to give your full attention to. So I think if I was going to smoke this cigar, this would be about a 45-minute cigar. And that's my new measurement, is how long can I sit and enjoy this cigar?
Well, we've been talking for about 45 minutes.
So that's why I say this is good, about a 45 to an hour smoke.
Yeah.
And again, guys, you get your cigar. There's no race.
It's no race.
There's no race.
No race.
There's no race, and honestly, you didn't pick wrong. It
Right.
might not affect your palate, but I mean, most cigars is a good smoke to a certain degree.
To a certain degree, except some of them be
Yeah,
nasty.
some of them just be, just not your palate.
Not my palate. You're right. We're
Like
gonna change.
like Groovy Blues.
We're gonna
Well, at one point, it was your palate.
At one time,
At one time, it was your stick.
Wait a minute, Reggie. Was it for one day or multiple days?
I think he did it for a year.
Yeah, I think you did the blue
you
blues for
smoked
a
Groovy
minute.
Blues for a year, Reggie.
And I kicked it with him too. I want to
Hey,
say,
let me ask you,
You
did
probably made it
you
look-
take the wrap off?
yeah.
He was ashamed that he didn't want to. He didn't want to
No,
admit that he was
he didn't want
ashamed.
nobody to know that.
No. Oh wow. Hey, because you look so sophisticated. I would never think that a Groovy Blue had touched your lips.
It's funny you said that. Sophisticated. You know what my name is on Twitter and Instagram.
I have no idea.
So I'm a sophisticated hippie.
He do got the little.
I'm a hippie, man. I'm a 70s guy.
Yeah. Okay, I see you, hippie.
Yeah, but I do have.
Sophisticated.
Yeah.
So last question for you. So if you were to go, let's say you were out of town and you went to a cigar lounge, what would be the cigar you would look for?
Do you have a go-to?
I do. I have several go-to.
No, that one go-to, like you close a deal, go-to.
Like the first one you looking for. Now, granted, if they don't have the first one,
Okay.
like I was in South Carolina,
Okay.
the cigar I wanted, but I wanted to try something local.
Okay.
They didn't have the one that I wanted, so I ended up trying some different stuff.
Okay.
But do you have one that you walk in looking for?
Yeah.
And if they don't have it, then you'll do something else.
I'll do the Placencia.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
That's a good smoke.
Yeah. I'll do the Placencia.
That's a great smoke.
So that's one with the little green wrapper.
Yeah. That's a great smoke. that is
That's a great
a great
smoke.
smoke. That is a
Yeah.
great smoke.
No wonder. That's a great smoke. That's a
Yeah.
great smoke. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That would be my go-to.
There
All right,
you
man.
go.
If anybody want to follow you, man, how do they follow you?
He just told you.
Sophisticated hippie.
Sophisticated hippie.
On Twitter, Instagram,
Twitter
and
and Instagram.
There you
Sophisticated
go.
hippie.
The
Sophisticated
man that's
hippie.
passionate about education. I'm here for it.
No, listen. I appreciate your passion, especially for our kids. Even though I got one son that's still in high school at White Station. This is his last year, but I got grandkids, and I think the thing, we had a guy that was running for mayor. One of the things that he talked about is that if we don't get the kids right, then the whole thing is gonna come off the rails. We got to grow the kids. We got to grow the next generation of leaders in this city, and that's what's got to happen.
But what I don't want to happen, what I want to change is your son and your grandkids and all other kids coming up behind them is their entire education, academic career to be based on the results of one single test.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay? That's
I
wrong.
agree. That's wrong.
That's wrong.
That's wrong all day long.
Okay?
I agree. So, it's December. First off, happy December, Kimberly.
And so is it there? Oh,
Yes,
yeah.
it's December.
Okay.
Let's not give the smoke per se to
in the
anybody.
holiday season.
Yeah, in the holiday season.
In the holiday spirit, we're not gonna give the smoke, even though we still can give to Herschel Walker again. People like that, Trump and all. We can
Kanye,
give it to
all
all
of
of
them.
So
Like-
check
so
this
many
out.
people we can give it to,
Who
but
I
we're
want?
not.
I'm gonna tell you who I want to give the smoke to, but I want to give the good smoke to the people who have finally gotten Donald Trump's damn tax returns.
Okay,
We
all right.
finally got his tax return.
But is it gonna matter? No.
It ain't.
Oh,
It's not
listen. Trump is going down
Is it?
Yes.
Is he?
Because what's happening is that the folks that was in his corner are no longer in his corner. Now they all kind of stepping back and
Well,
when he invited Kanye and this dude from the Aryan Nation or whatever to his house, and he said, "Well, I didn't know who they were." You could just see the Republicans like, ooh, they put their hands.
Well, you know
up.
why? Because you got the Republican Party, then you have the party of Trump.
Yeah, that is true. That's two different parties.
Two different parties.
Within the Republican Party.
within the party.
And if you ask me, it's the Republicans trying to get rid of his ass. You know, I done said that a bunch of times.
Yeah.
It's the Republicans trying to get rid of his ass, not
Well,
Democrats.
first of all, they can't. Well, first of all, they know why he's trying to run. He's trying to avoid prosecution at all costs. If he running, he feel like that's his layer of protection.
Yeah,
Yeah.
could be.
Could be. That's my conspiracy
So
theory.
my
I'm
my
sticking with
thing
it.
is the people who I'm not saying that they got him, but they boxing him in.
They boxing him in.
Yeah,
That's
they
what
Well, you
happened.
can tell
they
because
get him in the corner.
he's getting louder and louder and crazy and crazy.
nobody's listening
Nobody's
now.
because he doesn't have
But
an out.
he still has that group of people that want him to be president for life. Y'all laugh, but
It's something
that's
wrong
true.
with all these
You're right.
people.
It's true.
Hey, you got those group of people that I heard this one dude say that they should send the military into black neighborhoods and just bomb them all.
Oh, okay.
And the man has a 65% approval rating in the state of Tennessee. Okay, so Tennessee loves Donald Trump.
Yeah,
Memphis.
you
Tennessee.
see, but then you
Memphis need
see,
his
I didn't
own
say
state.
Memphis, I said
Memphis need
Tennessee.
his own state.
Yeah,
Memphis.
Memphis. That's what did David Ruffin said? I'm David Ruffin, and these are the Temptations.
All right.
We're Memphis, Tennessee. We're Memphis, and that's Tennessee.
Tennessee, and that is 100% how the state operates.
Yeah.
All right, y'all.
man,
we
this is a
enjoyed
great
you.
show right
Thank
here.
you,
This is a
Reginald,
great
for
show.
all the
Reginald, you hooked
information.
us
I
up,
love it.
dropped a
Yes.
whole bunch of knowledge, and again, I say it every time: no vote, no voice.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't get out and vote, voting will solve a lot of the cures of the of Memphis and of America. If
Yeah,
you
man,
just
but
get
it
out and
should
vote.
just make you feel better.
It should.
It should.
It
That
should just
you,
make
it
you feel
should.
better. Even if your candidate don't win, it
Right.
still should make you feel better that you had a voice.
That you actually did the work that people sacrificed their lives
Absolutely.
Exactly.
100.
Absolutely.
All right, y'all. Until we smoke again, we will holla.
for. $1.
This is the Spotlight Podcast Network.